Hey guys, today we have two headphones that have more of my DNA than my own penis. That's how much I use these headphones. This is the QC35 and the 25. When it comes to portable mobile headphones, this is not the kind of thing that I buy usually. I usually buy hi-fi, vintages and other hi-fi headphones. So this is not I'm not the demographic to buy this headphone, but I thought it was time because I was in a point in my life where I was traveling a lot and I needed something which was comfortable and just perfect for mobile applications. So I bought the QC25 in October of 2016, and I used it almost every single day for 4 months straight. And that's why my pair looks quite molested, compared to a brand new one. So I used the QC25 and I loved every single bit of it. It's probably probably my most favorite headphone ever made. Then I decided to get the QC35 because I just wanted more convenience in my mobile applications. I wanted wireless, and that was pretty much the only reason I bought the QC35. But I kept the QC25 because I still love this headphone. You have the QC25, you have the QC35. Now for most people the QC35 is a no-brainer decision, but the QC25 makes a strong point for itself, especially now when the prices have dropped on this headphone by almost 50%, especially where I live. So you could get the QC25 for half the price and the QC35 remains at its retail price. So let's talk about why both these headphones I think are probably the best values when it comes to mobile hi-fi, for under $500. Now the QC25 and the QC35 both are exactly the same when it comes to the design. If you look at it, upon closer inspection and upon side-by-side inspection, you can see that the QC25 is slightly having a less footprint than the QC35. The QC35 just seems a bit more constrained when it comes to its articulation and its joints, which is quite odd because both of these are exactly the same. So I don't know why Bose decided to have a slightly restricted articulation system on the QC35 compared to the 25, but both are still quite flexible. You can fold these up and they fit in the carry case quite easily. Comfort on both these headphones is different in my opinion. The QC25 being lighter is significantly more comfortable. The pads also seem a little bit more just slightly softer. Now most people will argue break-in, but both these headphones are equally broken in, so I really don't think that makes a huge difference. I think the materials are slightly different, which is quite odd, because both are exactly the same. So comfort on the 25 seems better to me than the 35. The headband on both is same and virtually identical, except the top of the 35 is pleather and the top of the 25 is denim. A lot of people don't like the denim design, that's why Bose put the pleather on the 35, but I think the denim is more robust over time. The pleather will flake and start to break down after like 5 or 6 years, but the 25 should remain intact and should remain almost like it was brand new. So I like the 25 because it's slightly more robust. Now as we all know, the only difference between the 25 and the 35 is that the 35 is wireless, 25 is wired, and also they have a inbuilt battery on the 35 and a triple removable system on the 25. I personally like the 25 because it's having a removable AAA system. I prefer having a headphone that I don't have to remember to charge every day or every week or whatever. I just want to have my headphone completely ready when I want to use it. But the 35 is having a pretty good battery life. I mean, if you're using these in the wired mode, you can get 48 hours of charge, and wireless is 24 hours approximately. So I think the battery life on the 35 is pretty good. And if you're using these just for normal use, you can expect approximately 1 week of battery life on the 35 compared to the 25, which if you use Duracell you can get similar battery life, but if you're using any other AAA system, expect to change the batteries every 2 days. So that's how bad the battery can get. The overall ergonomics are very similar. Now let me talk about the plastics in just 1 second, because I use these headphones every day and I want to keep them clean and keep them hygienic. So I use isopropyl alcohol to wipe them up almost every week. Do not do that in the case of the QC35 because of the plastic is black and the way it's dyed. It's very very, you can say, sensitive to isopropyl alcohol. It will completely ruin the plastic, so just don't use isopropyl alcohol in the case of the QC35. In the case of the 25, it seems more robust and it can take isopropyl without any issue. So something to keep in mind. Now usually when I talk about sound, I don't like to use flowery language, but in this case I think it's relevant. Let's talk about this headphone using fancy words, because it's true. I mean, it's what's happening. Both these headphones to me are very soft. They just sound soft. They sound supple. The bass response is adequate. It's not too much. It's not too less. Again, NC mode, they are corrected, so there's a curve going on inside, but I think it's a fantastic curve. It's almost completely flat. The response seems pretty good. I wouldn't say these are the most detailed headphones, because they are not, but the fidelity is pretty good, because considering the fact that they're just using cheap PET drivers inside, all the non-linearities are just masked with the help of the equalization. So they're using a pretty decent quality Chinese driver inside, which is corrected, and it just sounds pretty good, to be honest, because I think these are the best headphones under $500, and I would prefer them over the best mobile headphones. Just let me clear that. And I prefer them over all the professional headphones you can buy, which are uncorrected, because to get potential out of those, you have to fix them up. These are already fixed, so I prefer these, and I would recommend, if you're using for just consumer applications, which is fine, you can also use these for professional applications and get pretty good results, because the performance and the response is pretty good, and the response, I think, is decent enough for professional applications. So with the NC on, just keep that in mind. So I think both these headphones can be used for many purposes. They're just not meant to be for a consumer or a portable headphone. They can be used for professional applications with decent results, because the response is fantastic. So pretty good sound. Now, since we're talking about these headphones, we haven't even touched NC, which is the only reason you buy the QC series of headphones. The NC is the best. It's just the best. I've compared all the coming modern NC headphones. The 1000X, the PXC550. None of them are good enough or even comparable to the QC line of headphones, and I'll come to that in just a second. But let's talk about the NC and how brilliant it is. Bose, destructive interference is a simple task, and the algorithms can be made without any issue, but Bose actually put a lot of thought into the mechanical part of things as well. Here's the QC25. The noise cancellation is off. Let me just take off these pads. The pads are off. Okay, let me turn on the NC. The NC is on. I take my hand. That is the feedback that you're hearing from the microphones and the speakers inside. The reason that is happening is because of the simple fact that Bose is creating a very fixed amount of air volume with the help of those pads, which, as you can see, have a lot of perforations at the back. Now, with the help of these perforations, Bose is creating a very low frequency accentuated cavity, which helps and aids the destructive interference, because it's aiming at those frequencies in the low level. So when all the external noises come together in the cavity, they are again mixed in together with the already low frequency accentuated cavity with the NC off. It helps and aids the microphones to better capture the frequency response is trying to eliminate, and hence you get the fantastic NC response or NC performance out of these headphones. It's just for the simple fact that the low frequency extracting capability for the microphones is slightly aided with the help of the ear pad. So the NC of the 25 and the 35 is just fantastic. Just nothing can compare. It's just the best. And whatever people say, this is the best. The 1000X is a good headphone, probably the best looking mobile headphone, but the ear pads are so shallow that it just doesn't make any sense. It's not comfortable for a long flight. The clamp is high. I agree, the looks of the 1000X are fantastic, but again, it's just not as good as the QC headphones. The PXC550, again, a headphone made by Sennheiser to compete against the 35 and the 25. It's a good headphone. Build quality is not good. Sound is just not good enough compared to the 35, 25, and the NC is just again not good enough. So these headphones are there, they exist. They're a different flavor if you don't want the Bose, but the Bose still remains to be the best performing, best looking, best most comfortable out of all these headphones. I think these headphones, they deserve what they are, and they deserve all the praise they get, because they are really good. They just are. And as I said in the starting of the video, these headphones have more of my DNA than my own penis. Take it easy, and I'll see you guys next time with more headphones. Alright.